Hello everybody, this is Meera Datta, Associate Professor in the Department of Philosophy, Durham College. Today we are going to learn about Cartesian method. Cartesian method in philosophy was developed by René Descartes. René Descartes was a French philosopher. He was born in 1596 and died in 1650. Apart from being an epoch-making philosopher, he was a creative mathematician. He applied mathematical method in philosophy. Now, before going to discuss the Cartesian method, let us have a glimpse of its background. The first step towards free inquiry in Western philosophy was taken in the 15th century. Before that, it was the age of scholasticism. During that period, intellectual activity was confined to the church. No medieval philosopher ever thought of questioning the truth of religious dogmas, even when he found them to be philosophically false. But gradually, the philosophers thought that the course of thinking must not rest in scholasticism. Scholasticism was a body of thought remarkable for its order and symmetry, but it could not provide us with a strong foundation of philosophy. The thoughts of the period from 15th to 16th century has been described as the upturning of a volcano. During this volcanic epoch, Francis Bacon and some other philosophers declared the freedom and supremacy of individual thought. And they declared that philosophical thinking should not be confined to scholastic philosophy, because scholastic philosophy could not give us a strong foundation of philosophy, and it was left to Descartes to give us a strong foundation of philosophy. Descartes started the trend of modern philosophy. He was the main philosopher to start the method of doubt, and that is why he has often been called the father of modern philosophy. Now let us see what was Descartes' problem. Descartes' question was, is there an ultimate in knowledge which can guarantee itself to me as true and certain? And consequently, can I deduce from it a criterion of truth and certainty? Scholastic philosophy could not provide us with such truth and certainty in knowledge. Instead, it gave us a lot of false opinion, and no accurate science can be built upon the unstable foundation given to us by scholasticism. And that is why Descartes thought that we must get rid of the rubbish of scholasticism and build up philosophy on a new foundation. Descartes said, we shall never become philosophers even though we should read all the reasonings of Plato and Aristotle, if we can't form a sound judgment upon any proposition. To know the opinion of others is not science, it is not philosophy, but history. An individual must have his own independent thinking. But how should we follow in our attempt to attain certain knowledge? What method ought we to follow? Descartes as he was a mathematician, thought that the example of mathematics gives us a hint of the order to be pursued in our reasoning. In mathematics, we all accept without any doubt, without any debate, that twice 2 is 4. We all accept that the sum of the angles of the triangle is equal to 2 right angles. If we could discover similar truths in philosophy, then only we would have a philosophy which would be as certain as mathematics. What do we do in mathematics? In mathematics, we start with some axioms which are self-evident, which everybody accepts who knows and hears them. And from these self-evident axioms, we deduce some other propositions which are as certain as the former. Descartes thought that this method must be extended to philosophy. In philosophy, we should start with some self-evident propositions and pass on to new and unknown ones. Thus, Descartes' method was mathematical and procedure was deductive. So far, we have learned that the Cartesian methodology. In Cartesian methodology, mathematical method is applied in philosophy in order to reach certitude in knowledge. As a result of his inquiry, Descartes laid down 4 rules for self-guidance. Now let us see what are these 4 rules. Number 1, never to accept anything as true and certain unless I know it as such. Number 2, divide up every difficulty into as many parts as possible. Number 3, start with the simplest and ascend step by step to more complex. Number 4, in every case, make the enumeration so complete that I might be assured that nothing is omitted. These are the 4 rules laid down by Descartes for self-guidance. Now, in order to find out the criterion of truth and certainty, Descartes took recourse to the method of doubt. According to Descartes, we can doubt everything in this universe. We can doubt whether the external world really exists or not. We can doubt the testimony of the senses. We can even doubt the mathematical truths. Where is the limit of this reflective doubt? Descartes' method of doubt questioned everything that can be doubted. And at last, it reached the ultimate truth, the ultimate certainty which cannot be doubted. And what is that? That is the consciousness of the self. So, for Descartes, to doubt means to think, and to think means to be. And from this, he deduced his famous dictum, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I exist. Existence of the self can be derived from thinking only. It cannot be derived from any other action. And this existence of the self is the most certain truth according to Descartes. And thus, by applying the mathematical method in philosophy and by taking doubt as a methodical instrument, Descartes reached the certainty, the truth in knowledge, and that is the existence of the self. Thank you.